So, yeah, we're back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Another Danco debunk. Dear God, it's been a while since I actually had to tear into him, haven't I? No diddy. But with that being said here, I'm really confused on how people actually do think the Knightverse is on par with anything from the Bayverse. Like, if I had to really be honest, the weakest Cybertronian, and I'm talking about main cast wise, mind you, would dog walk a large majority, if not the entire verse as a whole, until further. But the irony of it is, I've seen a lot of these takes lately. Jazz versus Mirage. Yeah, I know that's a pretty funny take, isn't it? Might be a horrific truth if this keeps on going, but hey, I might just have to do it as a reminder. Maybe I'll do it as a short. You know, it's like a never close short, right? But today with Danco, we have two things to debunk, but we're just going to count it as a 2-in-1. Today we'll be debunking Optimus Primal versus GRIMLOCK, and dear God, prepare your brains for this logic, right? So, his reasoning for why Optimus Primal would be able to beat GRIMLOCK is because that GRIMLOCK lost to Optimus Prime, right? Even though, you know, there's a lot of context behind that, but I'll get into that later. And Optimus Primal is simply Optimus Prime in gorilla form. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. His reasoning was because since Grimlock lost to Optimus, and that Optimus Primal is in gorilla form, and the fact that he can, you know, swing around and move more agile, you know, be more agile and stuff like that, which I don't have a problem with giving him the agility and stuff like that. It's very clear he is, considering the fact that, again, he's a gorilla and how he was moving in the movie, right? But let me tell you something real quick. What kind of logic is that? Oh, he's simply Optimus Prime in gorilla form. Bro, what? I'm sorry, did all the plagiarism get to your head right now? Because I'm trying to figure out, how in the heck did you come to that conclusion? Keep in mind, Optimus Prime doesn't even scale to Scourge. We never even got to see them in an actual fight, unlike the promotional materials, which is why Rise of the Beast, let's be real here, could have been better, but it ultimately failed. And the thing is, the best scaling he has is from Air Razor and likely TF1 as well, considering the fact that it is a prequel to the Bumblebee movie. And the fact that, yeah, he was able to withstand, you know, Air Razor burning him repeatedly and eventually was able to get a hold of her and then reluctantly kill her. Which I don't even begin to think that was a necessary death, but whatever. The Maximals literally got done dirty in that entire movie. I mean, I could sit here and talk about it all day. But how did you do the very beings that promoted your movie dirtier and couldn't even kill one of the main cast of Autobots? Because I think I would have been fine with Mirage actually dying and Noah keeping the suit as a member of the G.I. Joes, which obviously is going to happen, right? But with that being said here, you could likely scale him to TF1 Megatron as well, with you know, him being able to destroy Sentinel statues, and considering the size of them, no, that would not be building level, because again, you have to understand Cybertronians buildings are much larger than ours. So a simple building from them could be like a skyscraper. So you would have to count that as like a city block level feat regardless. But with that being said here, this compares nothing to anything in the Bayverse. If you watch the top 10 Optimus Primes video, where me, Prime 1, and the homie Reg go ahead and sub to their channels here. And here's the thing. I could get into Bayverse scaling. I really could. But I think my boy Nothing Important here does a far better job than I do. He's got it all. If you want, you can go ahead and look up some of his videos. The Autobots versus the Invincible War. You also have Goku versus Optimus Prime and stuff like that. So you have like plenty of videos you could honestly get good Bayverse information. If not, no, I'm so sorry. Great Bayverse information on. we gonna get that right. This dude does a phenomenal job, and yeah, go ahead and give him a follow, subscribe, and yeah, go ahead and support your boy. Like I always say, if you mess with me, you gotta mess with them as well. So with that being said, yeah, Bayverse can get to multiversal quite casually, especially the high tiers. Considering the fact that one, Optimus has been able to literally, match the power of the Darkspark. Again, the same Darkspark that's the literal artifact of Mortalis, the literal prime or deity or guiding hand member of death itself, the literal concept of death in the Transformers verse. Crazy, ain't it? How he's basically Oblivion from Marvel. But anyway, the fact that the Darkspark was also able to get punched through the entirety, or at least a decent portion of the Transformers Omniverse, being able to go from the Align continuity, okay, to the Trans Tech or the Beast Wars continuity, and then finally, the Bayverse continuity. So GRIMLOCK here has been able to literally one tap, and I mean just literally, he one-shotted Barricade, who scales to Bumblebee, who, as we all saw, was able to, harm Optimus. And even then, in previous seasons, he's able to fight against high-ranking Decepticons like Soundwave, who should be close, and I'll probably say even somewhat relative to characters like Mirage and Sideswipe, probably even Starscream as well. And keep in mind, GRIMLOCK was also able to ragdoll Last Night Megatron, who you could say is stronger than Optimus. Now, you could likely make the argument Optimus is tired when he got to Earth here and all that stuff. But again, the fact that he was able to literally overpower Optimus with one arm and could have killed him. Let's be real. He could have killed him. All he had to do was press that blade a little further. But he chose to monologue. Dang it, Megatron. Almost had it. And then you fumble. So keep that in mind as you have GRIMLOCK literally grabbing this man, slamming him around, and Megatron shooting his fusion cannon at him. And he's like, nah, this ain't working. Decepticons, we out of here. So, with that being said, this does mean that GRIMLOCK is flat out superior. Keeping in mind, that's a baseline for multiversal. And then you also have things like solar system and even lower like star level. Like I'm being serious. If you even go lower, it's still higher than anything. And I mean this, anything the Knightverse can actually produce. Like you could literally go from multiversal, universal, then you also have like solar system, then like star level. That's the lowest you can go. And what I want to really figure out here is what kind of logic this was. Even with his Lockdown versus Scourge video, he said that considering that Lockdown struggled against Optimus Prime while Scourge was able to beat his, that means Scourge would actually be superior to Lockdown. And again, do y'all understand how dumb that sounds? How much idiocy you really have to put into it? Like, even analyzing this video hurts. It really did. And even then, I understand these are shorts and stuff, but let's be real here. You gotta do way better than this. But then again, this is Danco. And I know it sounds like I got my foot on his neck and stuff, but again, I don't respect this man at all. I really don't. The fact that this dude plagiarizes and steals content from other people instead of making his own ideas, at least when I say I'm about to do a certain type of content like the multi-survival videos, I give credit to the channel I've actually got inspired from in the posts or my community posts and stuff like that. So with that being said, no, I don't respect this man at all. And the fact that we still have people out here that believes the Knightverse is competing with Bayverse. Drop the Decepticon army from Chicago. No Soundwave, no Starscream, no Megatron, no Sentinel, no Shockwave, no Barricade. Alright? And throw them into the Knightverse. They will mess it up. Absolutely. They would decimate the entire thing. Because them Decepticon drones ain't no joke. All right, you even had some of them that could easily use or mimic the abilities of the Constructicons and stuff like that. Like, again, there are Mixmaster drones, long-haul drones, and, other types of Decepticons that existed as well. There are various types of drones that are there. Because, again, we see the mainline Constructicon drones, or mainline Constructicons, and then we saw, like, fodder Constructicons the next minute. So, yeah, in all honesty, absolutely horrible and horrendous. But that's going to be all today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.